Today I'm going to do a slightly different take on a monthly spread. I'm going to do a circle tracker. I'm using the Circle Monthly Classic Stencil and I'm drawing my outside rings. I've chosen to do 3 lines, which means that I'll have 2 complete rings, and then use the spokes to divide those rings into 32 segments. There is also some spokes on the top of the stencil which will divide your circle into 10 complete segments. So depending on what you want to use this stencil for, you have a couple of options. So once I've got all of the complete spokes in, it actually gives me 32 segments, and that gives me enough room so that I've got one for every day of the month and then a spare segment that will be my key. So if I'm tracking a habit, I can pop in what the habit is there and then colour each of those segments depending on whether I achieve that habit or not. I'm adding a header to the page using our Boogie Woogie font, upper and lowercase. And then I'm just going to add the numbers into each of the segments. So I find it easier to turn the page as I do this. Otherwise, I find it really difficult to write as I'm going around a corner. Once I've got those numbers in, I'm going to add a little bit of detail to my header. So I'm going to use a Posca paint pen to add some colour. And the pen that I use to set up my spreads in general is a Pigma Micron 04, and I find that thickness works really well with the stencils. So I'm just careful not to go over the lines. Trying to take a little bit of time with that. Luckily there's only 4 letters, so it doesn't take too long. And I do find if you're using paint pens, you just have to give them a moment to dry, otherwise you will smudge what you've just done. So I'm now going to take a mild liner, a zebra mild liner, just to mark in the weekends on my circle tracker. And I do this just by colouring the top and bottom of the segments for the weekend days. And it makes it really visually easy to see when your weekdays are and when your weekends are. And then after that, I will add in any important dates. So what I tend to do is draw a little line going out from my circle tracker, as I'm doing now. And I'm going for the important dates. I'm going to draw my lines in first while I have a straight line ahead of me. I've got an event that goes over a few days, so I've just done a little catch-all there. And I think I've got one more that I'm going to add in. And then once I've got the lines, I will write the details of what each of the events are. So this kind of tracker for me is really visually easy to see when I've got things going on, big events really. It's not something that I would use for the detail in my day-to-day. I'd copy that over into my weeklies or my daily spreads. I hope you found that helpful. If you have, make sure you give us a follow and check out our other videos.